Okay, so here's what I want everybody to do. Here's the homework I want every single person who's going to do this. I want every single one of you to go and give yourself a homework assignment. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be to take some trades. I don't care how much money you use. I don't care what leverage you use. Use the leverage that you start to think is appropriate for the trade, right? Because I want to start getting into scaling leverage to learn how to get more accurate. What I want everybody to do is I want every single person to take some trades, and we're going to do a type of self reflection that it's almost as if we are analyzing our trades. We're analyzing them with a different hat on. We're analyzing them now at a higher level. We're not just analyzing trades to analyze them, to say like, this is good, this is bad, I need to get better. Most people would go through that process and say like, this is what I would do to get better, or I got a good trade here, this works. They would say, hey, this hold level hit perfectly, this works. And this is where errors get introduced into people's charting. They have a 15-minute hold level, for example. They see it works. They cement that in their mind as the important piece of information. Hey, cool, this is a ladder point. Oh, it's +1, -1. These are all correct. They're correct assumptions to make, but not correct maps to build. So the map of 15-minute trail therefore automatically equals the next 15-minute trail is not the correct map to complete. It's the right information, but it's mapped incorrectly. The way in which we map information correctly is by analyzing our trades the same way we did in the first scenario that we just mentioned about the 15-minute trails. But now, instead of looking at what we did right, look at where we had errors, look at what we did wrong, and understand how we can remove that. So instead of saying, here's a 15-minute hold level, it must be the next one, if that goes through the level, where was the error in your assessment? So if we tried to trade this 4-hour level, for example, but it went down to a 15-minute level, we can't just say it deep dove. Here's the 15-minute target. It was a reverse level. Therefore, the next 15-minute reverse is going to be true. While this may work, this also creates bad habits. And it'll work sometimes and it'll fail miserably other times, because the core piece of information you're missing is where was the error that needed to be removed in the way we were thinking. So instead of looking at the 4-hour as a deep dive to this target, where was the error in our thinking? Well, first off, we shouldn't have been looking at the 4-hour level. That's completely blasphemous to assume that 4-hour level was what was going to be hit, right? And you can delete this, and that 4-hour level was about here, right? Like something like this was the 4-hour level. So actually, let's just go back and mark it. So that would have been here. This is our 4-hour level. Oh, let's zoom in and do this properly. This is our 4-hour level right here, right? Instead of the 4-hour deep diving, well, what would have been more appropriate? Okay, well, if we actually look back at our information, we had an hourly range trend here. So actually the 4 hours incomplete to use rate to begin with, because the range trend exists before the 4-hour. Therefore, we should be hourly or lower. So that automatically takes us out. That's an error we just removed. Instead of marking a 4-hour in a range, understand what the range told us before. This is completely an error, which now opens up our ability to see, well, if hourly is the biggest time frame, shouldn't we just go to the next hourly level then? And shouldn't this just be like a kind of a simple thing? And it can be that simple. Yeah, like there's the target right there. And then if that's true, what was hit up top? Okay, so you hit a 15-minute level, you hit an hourly. So then the next polarity point would have to be like a 15-minute somewhere. To get above this, you'd have to break some kind of 15-minute level. Well, okay, fine. So like if we just go back and find the 15-minute origin right there. Second we broke that, we moved up the move. So by reducing one error, we were actually given perfect clarity. And you could have just bought the rebounce of this, or whatever. You justify your own rebuys wherever. But if we understood that the 4-hour had nothing to do with this, and that the hour is the master time frame, well, all we did was simply remove the 4-hour. And we just said, well, if the hourly is the biggest, here's the hourly level. Where's the next one? Okay, well, this is the polarity on the hourly that we had to pass. Like just like a very, very straightforward, or the +1, -1. I meant to say, sorry, the 15-minute, because I hit the 15-minute here. 15 trails of 15, +1, -1 is 15. Break the 15 polarity, you boost up the trade. And then if the hourly is going to target the next bigger level, shouldn't it be the 4-hour? Well, so there's your target, the 4-hour level. Or maybe it's even an equal, maybe it's a mirror. Oh, well, okay, fine, it's a mirror, target the hourly, but also in the same time targets the 4. But also in the same time targets the 4 down here. So actually we're just in a mirror, and that's pretty straightforward. It didn't take much information to get here, but what we did is we removed the errors in the chart. And then it gave us perfect clarity by removing the errors. This is how we learn. And this is everybody's homework. I want you to take some trades, take the ones that were bad, and find the errors. Ignore the good trades. I don't care about the good trades. The good ones were good because you did everything right. Take the bad trades, pick your leverage, take the bad trades. They went wrong. Find the error in the trade. then remove that. Congratulations, you literally just learned how to become a better day trader by the definition, the scientific and the research definition of how do we learn better. You just did that process. Congratulations, you just got to be a better trader because you found an error and you removed it. Therefore, you learned.